Hello, it's Jeanette with Amazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial, and in today's tutorial, this is the card that I'm going to be making. This is a congratulations card. Okay, it has a beautiful sentiment in the front that says good things are worth waiting for. And these sentiments and stamps come from the Enjoy the Moment stamp set. This is a beautiful stamp set. It doesn't come with dies, but just stamping like this is just a lot of fun. And if you notice, I have some embossing just on the sides of that first layer. It's a very vanilla layer. So I'm going to show you how to make this card, and if you want to learn how, just keep watching. So to begin, I'm going to be taking a piece of very vanilla cardstock, and this measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And what I need to do is I need to mask off. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to just take some regular copy paper, and I want to mask it off about 1 1/4 on both sides. So what I'm going to do with this copy paper is I'm just going to put some removable adhesive. I think I got this either at Joann's or Michael's or Hobby Lobby, one of those places. And I'm just going to put just this little piece of, mask, reusable, removable. Thank goodness it's removable because I just stuck it. And I only want to put it just on the edge right there. And to make it so that it's right at the, well, let's see. It's going to be right at the right spot here. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to put that right there. And right here. Just to make sure that it is following along the line here. And if it's not exactly perfect, I'll be okay with it. I'm going to do the same with the other side. Just trying to mask as close to the edge as I can. And I'm masking it would be like 4/4, because each one of these little squares on this grid sheet is 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to put that right there and match that down here. Oops, 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 oops. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, right. I moved it a little bit. Okay, how about right there? Is that right? Yeah, that's close enough right there. So now I've got my 2 pieces here, and if it's not perfect, you can kind of redo it because it's removable, right? So I'm going to bring out some scrap paper, and I'm going to start just blending some colors on here. And the colors I want to use are Sahara Sand, some Night of Navy, and some Mossy Meadow. So I'm just going to put some Sahara Sand on my block here. I just have my little ink spot, and I'm going to get out the brush that I use for my browns and my neutral colors like brown, crumb cake, and early espresso, soft suede. But like I said, this is Sahara Sand. I'm getting it nice in my brush here, and now I'm going to just brush the bottom part here. And if I want it darker, all I have to do is just add a little bit more ink to my block like that. I think this needs a little inking up, and I'm blending it in the brush first so that I don't get a nice big blob on the bottom, or on my paper. Plus, you could always start on the sides, and come in so that you don't get that big blob. But I find that if I do it this way, I don't get, a big huge blob of ink that I have to contend with, because it's already blended in my blending brush. Okay, I don't want a whole lot of this Sahara Sand on the bottom, just about that much. You see? Okay, and then I'm going to switch brushes and switch inks, and I'm going to go with Mossy Meadow. And I'm just going to tap my Mossy Meadow on here. Doesn't matter that it's the same block. I'm okay with that. And my Mossy Meadow needs to be inked up again. I need to put some re-inker in there because it's a little bit dry, but that's okay. I am just going to move up with the Mossy Meadow. Okay. And then I'm going to turn my block around, put some Night of Navy on here. I should have brought out my big blocks. These are starting to dry up, but that's okay. We're going to take our brush the Night of Navy in here, in the brush here. Try not to get it all over yourself if you can help it. And we're just going to be swooming some Night of Navy on the top here, swooshing it all over. Okay, and I want to go a little bit dark with the Night of Navy, so I'm going to put a little bit more on my block and brush that in the block. Get it nice and even on your brush and come in and come down, just hitting that green ever so gently. Okay, there we go. Okay, before I take off my mask, I want to stamp this, and I am going to be stamping this in the Sahara Sand, and I'm going to stamp using this little image here. I like that. That's really pretty. And I have my Sahara Sand there. I'm going to bring my ink pad to my stamp like that. And I'm going to be very careful not to rock this. Kind of going to try to go in on the side. I want to bring it up just a little bit because I am going to be trimming this, but trying to make it in the center and trying not to rock this stamp. I ruined so many images by rocking it. That is really, really nice. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, was I going to do that? I'm going to take this little stamp right here. It's got these little leaves on it. I'm going to go into my Sahara Sand, and I'm going to just stamp a few leaves here and stamp off, and one right here and right there, and stamp off. And I think that's going to be good for right now. Now I'm going to peel this off. Okay, there it is. Let me move this out of the way. I don't want to get ink on the spots that I'm going to be embossing. Okay, now I'm going to be taking this to the cut emboss machine. See, I got a little piece right there, but we'll be trimming that, so I'm okay with that. The embossing folder that I'm going to be using is called Hammered Metal, and it does look like it's hammered metal. I used to hammer metal a lot when I was making silver jewelry. So what I want to do is I want to decide whether I want it embossed or debossed, and I really like the way it looks debossed. Okay, so that means that when I take it through the die cutting machine or the embossing machine, I don't want to see the Stampin' Up logo up. So I'm going to turn it this way. I'm putting this in my folder, and I don't want to emboss any of the coloring here. So I'm putting that right on the edge. Now when I take it to my embossing machine, because it's a three-dimensional, a 3D embossing folder, I only need the first plate and the gray plate. That's the number 4 plate. And I'm not going to be putting it in like this because I wouldn't have enough room. So I will have to be putting it in sideways like this. And our embossing machine has a plate big enough to hold this whole width right here. So I will be right back. Well, I did both sides, and I did want it to be the opposite. I wanted this side on the front, but I kind of made a mistake and I put this side on the front, and it really doesn't look bad. I think I'll just leave it like that. But isn't that cool? I really like that a lot. So now we're going to put this card on a card base of soft suede. That is the color, but I need to trim this down just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my paper trimmer in, and we're going to just trim 1/8 of an inch off every side. Okay, so that I could make sure that it is 1/8 of a quarter of an inch shorter than, you know, on the, it's supposed to end up being 4 inches by 5 1/4, but I need to go 4 1/8 of an inch, okay? And then I will cut it here at 4 inches. So do you see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to make sure that it stays even. All right, and now we're going to cut 5 3/8 here. And then we're going to cut 5 1/4 right here. Okay, and so now I am going to be putting it in my on my soft suede card base. My card base measures 11 inches this way, 4 1/4 inches this way. I have scored it at 5 1/2. So we are just going to bring out our silicone craft sheet. We're going to use some, we could use either some Tombow Mono multi-purpose liquid glue or just some seal adhesive. I'm just going to go ahead and use some seal adhesive on this. Seal adhesive does the trick. Okay, so let me get this out of here. Get all of these little pieces out of here. And we are going to just try to make sure that it is even border on all sides. Make it a nice even border if you can. Just do the best you can, and there we go. Okay, so now on the inside, I'm going to work on the label after I do the inside. On the inside, I have a piece of, oh, there it is. I am going to be using a piece of the Neutrals Designer Series paper, and I want to use the soft suede. And let's see, which one do I choose? I think I want this one right here. And I'm going to cut it down. Let's bring back in our paper trimmer. I'm going to be cutting it down to 4 1/8, like that. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it down to 5 3/8, like this. Okay, and I'm going to use this little piece here, but I also have to have another piece of very vanilla cardstock, which I have right over here. And I'm going to be stamping a sentiment. And my sentiment is going to say congratulations, because this is going to be a congratulations graduation for somebody graduating from college. Okay, so I want my soft suede ink. I'm just going to tap it here, and hopefully I will try to get this right in the center. If I don't, it's okay. Trying not to rock it. There we go. Looks good to me. But now I'm going to take my soft suede, and I'm going to take this stamp right here from that set, and I'm going to just how about if I open this up, right? Okay, I closed it, now I'm opening it. Okay, I'm going to take this, and let me bring in this scrap piece of paper here, because I'm going to be stamping it off the page just a little bit. I'm going to bring this in, but I think I want to stamp it off, and I'm going to bring it over here just like that. Okay, and I'm going to do the same on this side here, stamping it off, and I'll bring that in just like so. Okay, and there you have it. Now I'm going to be taping this little strip. I'm going to tape that to the bottom. Oops, look what I did. I should have taped this first so that this could be up. So we're just going to eliminate that. We're not going to use that little piece there. But what we are going to do is we are going to take this so that it doesn't look so plain up here. We're going to take this and we are going to tape this piece up here like so. Now I'm going to grab some seal adhesive. Oops, get that started there. Sometimes you just have to get it started and then you're good. Like that. Okay. Let's put this up here first, like so, with a small little border all the way around. Okay, and then we're going to take this one with a small little border all the way around. Oops, you know what? I didn't trim this down right. Well, you know what it's going to be? It is going to be perfectly like that. I forgot to trim it down just a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. All right, so let's bring out our bone folder so we can seal this closed a little bit. And if you notice here, there's a little bit of white right there. We'll just take our paper snips and we'll cut that down right here so we don't see it on the front of the card. That's how we take care of that. There we go. Okay. You can still see a little bit of it, but not too much. Let's see. We're good. All right. Now, let's work on a sentiment. Sentiment. I have a piece of, let's see, where did it go? I have a piece of Very Vanilla, and also I have a piece of, see, I did have a piece of soft suede here. I'll just cut another piece here. This needs to measure 1 inch by 4 1/4, and I think it does. So what we're going to do is we are going to stamp our sentiment, but not until after we use our punch, and that punch is the Treasured Tags Pick-a-Punch, and we're just going to use this side here with that little point right there. I'm going to stick this in here all the way. Make sure I have a straight edge. And make sure that it's in the center, like that. Okay, and punch. And we're going to do the same on this side here. Make sure we got it straight on all sides. And punch. And now we're going to do the same with this one here. And put that in here. Make sure that it is straight. Okay. Feed it in like this. Make sure that it's straight. And now we're going to stamp. Okay, and we are going to be stamping the sentiment that says, good things are worth waiting for. So let's bring out our soft suede ink again. And you want to make sure that you're not going to rock this. I see that I've got some ink on the side. Let's see. Take a little Kleenex here and very gently wipe that off so I don't get that on my card. Okay. Should do the other side too, but just tap it just gently when you go to do this. This is a very juicy stamp set. I'm going to try to get this right in the center the best I can. And try not to rock it. There it is. All right. That looks really good. Okay, now I'm going to take some seal adhesive and we're going to, oops, put a little bit of seal and we're going to place this right here. You're going to have a little bit of a border on both sides. Just make sure that it's straight before you tape it down completely. There it is. Okay, and now we're going to use some dimensionals to pop this up on the front of the card right here. Okay, let's see, where are my dimensionals? Here we go. I'm going to put about 3 of them, one in the middle and one right here. Good things are worth waiting for. Just try to get it. I want some of those flowers to show. Okay. And there you have it. Isn't that pretty? The inside too. I love this card. I hope my friend loves it too. Graduating from school as an adult is not an easy thing to do. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you like my card, and I hope that I've taught you something. And if I have, give me a thumbs up. Or if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. All of the tools and supplies that I use for this video are going to be listed in the description. And you can also go to my website and do some shopping at www.geamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net. I hope to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. So once again, I'm Jeanette with Geamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye-bye.